What is up, Pokemoshpitbeta? I'm the TheDonphanatic. This is my second upload to the PMPBeta. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. This is a 5th gen NU match against RobotnikIsSexy. Go check out his channel as well as mine. So I'm going to start off with my Scarf Braviary, as most people do in NU. It's a pretty beastly Pokemon. This guy has some pretty cool custom sets. His Garbodor has weak armor, so his defense falls 1 level, which is kind of handy. But his speed increases as well, and as you'll see in a minute, it will show it gets to be quite a fast thing. In comes Power Mouse, because I'm predicting him to go for the Toxic Spikes. I would like to have Plus or not poisoned because this thing is Focus Sashed. So he's faster than my timid max speed Plusle, which is pretty fast. So I'm kind of scared to what this thing will do now. It's quite fast. It's got 2 layers of Toxic Spikes up, but it turns out he just goes for the Explosion, and that's kind of a waste. Explosion's been nerfed this generation, so probably not the best thing he could have done. He could have kept this Pokemon to sacrifice for switch advantage, something like that. Gets the critical hit, probably mattered actually because it did get nerfed this gen, but then again it might not have. I go for the Thunderbolt, could have maybe predicted that and gone for another nasty plot, but I didn't. He brings in Swallow here, makes a good play, goes for the Protect. The obvious Thunderbolt was too obvious, plus he gets the Poison to activate his Guts. So he goes for the U-turn, and that's a pretty poor play because now I get the switch advantage on whatever he wants to bring in. So in comes his Marlwolf, his Bastiodon. So I'm going to bring in my Cinccino because I have the Life Orbed Technician boosted Wake Up Slap, but I was completely oblivious to the fact that Bastiodons do get Sturdy, and they also get access to the move Metal Burst, and that is going to absolutely ruin my Cinccino because it just does so much damage. So Cinccino's down. That's a special attacker down, a very threatening physical attacker down in the form of Cinccino, and it's not looking too good for me at the moment. So while his Marlwolf is low down, I can bring in Ruby Chick, my Golduck, to revenge kill this thing, but he might want to switch, which he in fact does, so I sort of think he might switch, go for the Focus Blast. I was originally going to go for the Hydro Pump, but he brings in his Mischievous. Don't think he was predicting that. I just changed moves just to sort of mix moves up a bit so I couldn't get predicted so easily. So I go for the Hydro Pump. Pretty sure this thing's a Violite before I even attack it because it's a Mischievous. It doesn't do much at all, which kind of confirms the fact it isn't a Violite Pokemon. Toxic and Hex are doing a lot of damage. Ruby Chick probably has enough HP for 2 more attacks, but he switches into his Bastiodon for some reason, not quite sure why. Maybe to get some more poison damage and Life Orb Recoil. Probably was a good play in that case, but his Bastiodon dies. Probably didn't mean much to him anymore. I have 4 HP left, which means I can do something to his team, but it turns out he brings in his Swallow and goes for the Protect just to kill me off with poison. It's a safe play, it's going to kill me off, but it does also hurt himself a little bit as well. So Golduck dies, and now I've only got 3 Pokemon left, and one of them is only an attacker, so it's not looking too good for me. In comes No Chance. Regirock is an absolute monster in NU. Go get yourself one because it takes hits for days. This is a especially defensive one, because even with max special defense and no investment in physical defense, it still has over 430. So that is why it takes a critical hit U-turn very well from a Guts boosted Swallow. So I predict the switch here into Torterra. Go for the Toxic because Toxic Torterra, even if it is an attacking variant, they're still quite bulky thanks to its natural bulk, but defensive Torterra with poison on, it doesn't last long, especially when I can hit it with some moves. He gets the Rock Polish here, which kind of confirms to me that he is an attacking variant of Torterra. I go for the Stealth Rock, mid-game rocks. In this case, it's probably good because he has the Swallow, which is freely switching with U-turn to revenge kill, and it just wreaks havoc, so maybe the Stealth Rocks will help benefit me there. We're both losing more health to Toxic this turn. We're now just going to start spamming attacks at each other. He goes for the Earthquake. I'm going to go last. It probably resists, well no, it does resist Rock, and I can't get the flinch, so there's no point in me going for the Rock Slide. I go for the Earthquake. Doesn't do much at all, so it's kind of a bit of a stally war thing going on here. Thanks to the leftovers, I'm going to live this turn of Toxic, which allows me to play some games with him here. I'm going to predict him to go for another Earthquake because it's an easy kill. He won't want to risk missing any other moves, so I bring in Braviary. It's a bit of a ballsy play, but I think it was obvious, but he didn't predict it, so that was good for me. So he loses more HP to Toxic, and now I know he's going to go for the Stone Edge or another move because he can't hit me with Earthquake. So I'm going to bring back in Regirock to die. It's going to die anyway, and he has 4 HP left. He gets the Stone Edge off, which actually hits. Doesn't bother me though because I'd have died from poison. He gets a critical hit. didn't matter. But thankfully, Happy Tree, his Torterra, dies to this turn of Poison, which is amazingly good. Now that attacking threat is out of the way, I have a bit more of leniency, sort of with what I can bring in. So in comes Candlejack. I only have 2 Pokemon left. Caracostas tend to be Shell Smashers and physical variants, so I want to go for the Will-O-Wisp to try and burn this thing so it can't do too much to me. In comes his Misdreavus. I get the Will-O-Wisp off on Misdreavus, which is awesome. I can't Toxic it anymore because I haven't got any Pokemon with Toxic alive, so burn is the next best thing, I guess. So he withdraws his Pearl and brings in Birdemic. Not quite sure why he did that. It probably helps him later on in the game. I go for the Flamethrower, but thanks to Stealth Rocks, and this is why I thought Stealth Rocks might be quite important. Flamethrower actually takes out Swallow. Not sure if it would off without it or not, but then again, Swallow isn't exactly the most defensive Pokemon in the game. So now I'm thinking the Paint Split is quite obvious. I can't go for a Paint Split myself, as we discovered earlier. Well, actually, I don't know if we did discover earlier. I'm actually slower, so I go for the Flamethrower. It doesn't do much at all because it's if I like Misdreavus. So Burn takes it down to a red range. He goes for the Hex to kill me off this turn, which is very annoying because if I'd have been able to survive one more turn, I would have been able to have killed this Misdreavus outright. So Burn doesn't take it down, annoyingly, and that only leaves me with my Scarf Braviary. I have to lock myself into a move that can actually hit. If this thing was dead, I could have locked myself into Superpower and taken out the Caracosta in one clean hit. But now I have to bank on a critical hit with Brave Bird, because Brave Bird is the strongest move I had. I could have gone for Return, but I believe Brave Bird is still stronger anyway. It does quite a lot of damage though, which kind of sort of hints he isn't very defensive. But he actually shows to me he's special, and yeah, that Ice Beam does a lot of damage. If this Caracosta was Life Orbed, which it isn't, because you can see from its thing, it's lost no HP. This game would have come out as a draw, I believe. But great game anyway, Robotnik is sexy. He wins with a very tight 1-0. Please check out both our channels. Rate, comment, subscribe to Moshpit rather, and our channels. And yeah, do whatever else you do with videos. And I'll see you guys another time.